All right, well, hello everyone and happy Wednesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast, wherever you're watching Before the Four this Wednesday afternoon. Whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, as always, thank you so much for watching and spending a bit of your Wednesday afternoon here. Now, I missed you all yesterday and Monday. I was on a 4-day vacation, but I missed you all and I am happy to be back. Spent a little time with family celebrating my birthday, which was on Monday, but back to the grind here on this Wednesday. Happy to be back. Now, we have a bunch to get into today, so I say without further ado, we go ahead and start things off. And let's begin in Jackson County, where earlier today, we learned that a man was recently arrested for using the identity of a dead man to buy guns. Now, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office says in October of last year, a man was arrested for possession of a controlled substance. It was later determined that the name and personal identifiers were those of a dead man. Now, the offender was then identified as Stuart Sandrock. That's who you're seeing on screen right now. Officials then learned that Sandrock had been convicted of soliciting to commit murder in San Diego back in 1993. On Monday, a search warrant was served at Sandrock's home on County Road 81 in Flat Rock. During the search, 33 firearms, suppressors, thousands of rounds of ammunition, and documents were found in the name of the dead person that Sandrock was identifying himself as. He was arrested and charged with 7 counts of identity theft, obstructing justice using false identity, and several counts of illegal possession charges. Officials say additional charges are being pursued at this time, and he was booked into the Jackson County Jail where he's being held on an over $45,000 bond. And 48's Noah Cowell will have more on this situation coming up in our evening newscasts. But now let's take a look at the weather this Wednesday afternoon. We're expecting a few scattered showers for this afternoon and evening, with more rain on the way for tomorrow morning. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis has everything you can expect as we edge closer to the weekend. Brad?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We've got some thunderstorms, mainly east and northeast Alabama, but don't be surprised if we see a little bit more here within the next hour to the west of I-65. Fairly isolated, nothing severe, but man, it is hot out there. In the shoals, it's 90. Anywhere that hasn't had any rain is close to 90, and it feels like 95, and that's going to be fuel for those thunderstorms. Notice we're starting to see more of this activity just after about right around 3:15 this afternoon. Overall, not expecting any severe weather, and that includes tonight. The severe weather threat's primarily well north of us. As you get up north of Memphis, that area right there is going to kind of be the target zone as we go later into the evening. And our area, we're just going to see a few thunderstorms developing out there, and that's pretty much it. Things will fade away this evening. But then as we go overnight tonight, late after about 3 o'clock in the morning, here comes a weakening line of thunderstorms. These will be strong to severe well north of us, but they'll be weakening as they move in. They'll kind of be on coasting. And what they're going to do is they're going to produce some wind gusts, maybe 30 miles an hour, some heavy rain, a little bit of lightning left over as they move in, and then this all just falls apart, and we will be left with some light to moderate rain probably through at least 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe even 10 o'clock in the morning. After that, the afternoon looks good, and even the late afternoon doesn't look too bad. A few isolated storms as the front itself moves in tomorrow around 11 o'clock. Over the next 10 days, getting hotter, 89 Friday, 94 Saturday. How about 95 Sunday? Make sure you're staying hydrated this weekend. The heat index will be around 100 degrees.
Woo, definitely heating up, it sounds like, as we edge closer to the weekend. And of course, you guys already know, First Alert Weather Extra will be tonight at 9:30. You can watch it wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar. Again, tonight at 9:30. You're just not going to want to miss it. But now, staying here in a bit of state news, a warning from the Alabama Securities Commission. They say they're seeing a rise in a specific kind of crypto scam, as there's been multiple reports of this happening in just the past 3 weeks. The scam is called a pig butchering scam. How it works is a scammer will contact you first through social media or text. Once the person has gained your trust, they will direct you to a fake cryptocurrency website. You will then invest through the fake website. Initially, you might receive some returns on the investment, but the fraudster will then ask you for a large sum of money and will then end all contact with you. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy spoke with Amanda Sin with the State Security Commission. She says once the money gets in the hands of these criminals, it's almost impossible to recover. Let's take a listen.
If you're talking with someone that you don't know and they're asking for money, major red flag. Do not provide anyone money that you've met online or that contacts you via text message. Fraudsters are now beginning to use text messaging to initiate contact. And some of these, like I said, they appear so real and so legitimate that it's hard to tell what's true and what's not.
And she went on to say that there are now over 50 victims of recent crypto fraud here in North Alabama. Just yesterday, they received a report of a person falling for a scam from someone they met on a dating app. So make sure to keep this in mind if anyone you don't know asks you for money, especially online. But now we're going to take a quick break, but coming up after the break, we'll talk about black bears spotted here in the Rocket City and some exciting news for soccer fans who haven't quite had the chance to go out to an HCFC match quite yet. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, my time is up. Hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, recently, several black bears have been spotted here in the Tennessee Valley, from Mentone to even here in the more populated areas like the Rocket City. 48 Savannah Sapp spoke with an expert who says there are several reasons as to why bears might be spotted in more populated areas. Let's take a listen.
Bear biologist Hannah Leeper tells me there are multiple explanations as to why we are seeing so many black bears this time of year. She tells me though the sighting of a black bear can be frightening to some, this increase in sightings is actually a positive thing. Bearwise experts say early summer is the busiest time in the migratory patterns of black bears. Leeper tells me this is the start of mating season, meaning male black bears are wandering around looking for mates. She also tells me this is the time of year when mother bears cast out yearling cubs for them to find food and shelter on their own. She says they are simply attracted to food that could be found in your everyday trash can or dumpsters. She tells me while this can be concerning to most, these frequent sightings actually mean the bear population is expanding, stepping further away from an endangered status.
Really exciting to see that happening right before our eyes and see this really rapid expansion. But with that comes a lot of nuances and kind of learning how to be bear wise. And so I think that's why it's kind of concerning for these people to see bears kind of suddenly is what we're expecting.
And Leeper went on to tell me that black bears are not inherently aggressive toward humans. They'll most likely run away from you. She says the best way to keep them safe is to make sure trash cans are latched or locked and to put away all pet food. Reporting in Huntsville, Savannah Sapp, 48 News, on your side.
Well, certainly good to know. Well, now staying in Huntsville, if you haven't yet made it out to Wicks Family Field for a Huntsville City FC match, well, now is your chance to go for free. Yep, you heard that right, for free. Huntsville City FC is offering a new First Match on Us experience for first-time fans. The new offer provides first-time fans with a free ticket to a home match, $5 in-stadium credit via HCFC Pay, and a first-time fan merchandise offer. The program aims to showcase the electric atmosphere of Wuest Family Field for the whole family to enjoy. You can find out more information about this offer right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. You're just not going to want to miss that sweet opportunity. And speaking of things you're just not going to want to miss, let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening for a newscast. A Fort Payne woman detained by ICE, 48 Savannah Sap, will have more details coming up. Speaking with 3 tree trimmers here in North Alabama, as we're seeing a lot of them coming down with all the storms that we've had recently. And coming up in just a few minutes at 4, we'll be live streaming right here wherever you're watching before the 4 right now. Decatur Deputy Police Chief Eric Stitcher, he's swearing into his new role. Again, that will be streamed right here at 4. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And of course, we are going to have to end before the 4 early today, but you know, I had to save enough time for a little Facebook fun, of course. And what is your favorite holiday to celebrate? That is the 48 Facebook question of the day. And for me, I will have to give it to Christmas. I think Christmas is one of my favorite, is my favorite holiday to celebrate. 4th of July is a close second, I believe, just in the summertime, grilling out. I always think of going to the lake, having fireworks all around you, the fireworks show and all that good stuff. So 4th of July is one of them for me, but it doesn't top Christmas. But let's see what you all had to say. What is your favorite holiday to celebrate? And let's take a look. Christmas, Brianna. Me too, Brianna. I feel that Christmas is just so festive. I love the Christmas music, just everything about it. Great comment there. Debbie said Juneteenth. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed freeing slaves in 1863. That's right, that day is tomorrow, Juneteenth. Exciting stuff. Awesome comment there. Jane, 4th of July. I feel that. I love the 4th of July. Such a great holiday. Halloween, that is an interesting one. I like Halloween as well. Robert Kia there. Hey, trick or treat, 100%. And then Bonnie said Easter, another great holiday there. Well, thank you all for commenting on today's 48 Facebook question of the day. We have to end before the 4 early, like I just said. We're going to set up the live stream for the Decatur Deputy Police Chief getting sworn into his new role. So I got to go set that up real quick. But as always, thank you all for spending a bit of your Wednesday afternoon here watching before the 4. I greatly appreciate it. Enjoy tonight's evening newscast. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.